There are 7 beliefs running in your mind right now that are keeping you broke. You didn't choose them. You probably don't even know you have them, but they're destroying your financial future every single day. These beliefs were installed before you could even question them. Your parents gave them to you. Your teachers reinforced them. Society rewards you for keeping them. And the wealthy, they deleted these beliefs years ago. That's the only difference between them and you. Not intelligence, not opportunity, not luck, just different mental programming. As the billionaire investor Warren Buffett once observed, the chains of habit are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken. Today, we're going to expose every single one of these toxic beliefs. We're going to show you exactly how they hijacked your brain, and more importantly, we're going to delete them, one by one. Are you ready to see what's really been holding you back? Money is evil. The first toxic belief is the most dangerous one because it operates completely beneath your awareness. Somewhere in your childhood, you absorbed the idea that money is evil, that rich people are greedy, that wanting wealth makes you a bad person. Think about it. How many times did you hear phrases like money is the root of all evil, or that rich people step on others to get ahead? Your brain learned to associate wealth with moral failure. And here's the devastating consequence. Your subconscious mind will never let you become something it believes is evil. It will sabotage every opportunity. It will make you uncomfortable with success. It will push money away from you to protect your identity as a good person. Money is just energy. It amplifies who you already are. A generous poor person becomes a generous rich person. A selfish poor person becomes a selfish rich person. The money itself is neutral. As the Dalai Lama wisely stated, money is good. It is important. Without money, daily survival, not to mention further development, is impossible. Until you separate money from morality in your mind, you'll unconsciously reject every chance to build wealth. But this belief connects to something even deeper. I don't deserve it. The second toxic belief is perhaps the most heartbreaking. Deep down, you don't believe you deserve to be wealthy. This isn't something you'd admit out loud. You might even argue against it right now. But your bank account tells the truth your mouth won't speak. Your external wealth can never exceed your internal sense of worth. Every time you've had a windfall, where did it go? Every raise you've received, did you keep it, or did it somehow disappear? Money flows to those who believe they are worthy of holding it, and it flows away from those who don't. This belief was installed through criticism, through being told you weren't enough, through watching your parents struggle and believing you deserve the same fate. You deserve abundance, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. The psychiatrist Carl Jung explained it perfectly. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. You've been calling your poverty fate, but it's just programming, and programming can be changed. The third belief makes this even worse. Rich vs poor. The third toxic belief creates an invisible wall between you and wealth. You believe that rich people and poor people are fundamentally different types of humans, that there's us and there's them. And you've placed yourself firmly on the wrong side of that divide. This belief keeps you trapped in an identity prison. You see wealthy people on television or in your community and something inside you whispers, "Those people aren't like me. They come from different backgrounds. They have different opportunities. They're simply not my kind." The wealthy started with the same brain hardware as you. The only difference is the software they are running. Research from University College London showed that wealthy individuals don't have superior genetics or brain structures. They simply have different thought patterns and beliefs about money. Same brain, different software. As the philosopher Seneca taught thousands of years ago, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. You're not a different species from wealthy people. You're just running different code. And the moment you realize that, everything shifts. Speaking of what's running in your mind, scarcity mindset. The fourth toxic belief is like a virus that infects every financial decision you make. You believe there isn't enough, not enough money in the world, not enough opportunities, not enough success to go around. Scarcity. This is the poverty mindset at its core. It makes you hoard instead of invest. It makes you fear loss instead of pursue gain. It makes you see every transaction as someone winning and someone losing. But here's what the wealthy understand. The economy is not a fixed pie with limited slices. Wealth can be created from nothing. Value can be generated infinitely. Your success doesn't take from anyone else's potential success. Abundance is the truth. There are more millionaires being created today than at any other point in human history. There is more opportunity available to you right now than your grandparents could have dreamed of. The entrepreneur Peter Diamandis documented this extensively. The world's biggest problems are the world's biggest business opportunities. Scarcity thinking keeps you fighting for crumbs, while abundance thinkers are baking new pies. But there's another belief that makes scarcity thinking even more destructive. Money corrupts. The fifth toxic belief is a sneaky one. Even if you've overcome the belief that money is evil, you might still harbor this thought. The belief that money will change you, corrupt you, turn you into someone you don't want to be. You fear losing yourself if you gain wealth. You've seen stories of lottery winners whose lives fell apart, of celebrities destroyed by their fortune, of family relationships ruined over inheritance, and your brain filed these cautionary tales under reasons to stay poor. But here's what those stories actually reveal. Money doesn't change who you are. Money reveals who you are. It amplifies what was already there. If you're generous, you become more generous. If you're insecure, that insecurity becomes louder. If you have unhealed trauma, money gives you more ways to avoid dealing with it. The Greek philosopher Aristotle understood this deeply. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. The solution isn't to avoid wealth. It's to do the inner work now so that when wealth arrives, it amplifies the best version of you. This connects directly to our next belief, hard work myth. The sixth toxic belief has kept more people poor than perhaps any other. You believe that the path to wealth is hard work, that if you just work harder, longer, more intensely, eventually you'll break through to financial freedom. This belief keeps you trading time for money forever. Look around you. The hardest working people you know probably aren't the wealthiest. Construction workers break their bodies. Nurses work double shifts. Teachers grade papers until midnight. They work incredibly hard, and most of them struggle financially. Meanwhile, investors make money while they sleep. Business owners profit from systems they built years ago. The wealthy work smart, not just hard. They understand leverage. They build assets that generate income whether they are working or not. Work smarter, not harder. The author Robert Kiyosaki explained this brilliantly. The poor and middle class work for money. The rich have money work for them. Hard work is necessary but not sufficient. You need hard work plus smart strategy plus the right beliefs. Without all three, you're just running on a hamster wheel that leads nowhere. And this brings us to the belief that keeps you on that wheel. Safety first trap. The seventh toxic belief is perhaps the most insidious of all, because it disguises itself as wisdom. You believe that safety and security should be your primary financial goals. Get a stable job. Save for retirement. Don't take risks. Play it safe. Trapped. This belief was programmed into you by people who lived in a different economic reality. Your grandparents could work for one company for 40 years and retire with a pension. That world is gone. The illusion of safety is the most dangerous trap. Today, the stable job can vanish overnight. The retirement savings can be wiped out by inflation. The safe path leads directly to a future where you're working until you die. Risk creates reward. Every wealthy person you admire took calculated risks. They started businesses that could have failed. They invested when others were scared. They bet on themselves when the outcome was uncertain. The legendary entrepreneur Richard Branson captured this truth. The brave may not live forever, but the cautious do not live at all. Safety first is a recipe for a life of quiet financial desperation. Calculated risks are the only path to true financial freedom, but knowing these beliefs isn't enough. Time equals money. There's an eighth belief that amplifies all the others. You believe that time equals money, that your value is measured by the hours you put in, that the more time you spend, the more you should earn. This is employee thinking. Time does not equal money. Wealth equals value. The wealthy don't think in terms of hours. They think in terms of impact. A software developer who spends 1 hour writing code that serves 1 million people creates more value than someone who works 8 hours serving 10 customers. Your income is not determined by your time. It's determined by the value you provide multiplied by the number of people you provide it to. Value times reach equals wealth. This is why authors and musicians and entrepreneurs can become incredibly wealthy. They create something once, and it provides value to millions for years. The investor Naval Ravikant summarized this perfectly. Earn with your mind, not your time. As long as you measure your worth in hours, you'll be trapped in a system designed to extract your life force for someone else's wealth. But there's still more to understand. Someday syndrome. The ninth belief keeps you permanently stuck in waiting mode. You believe that someday you'll be ready. Someday you'll have enough knowledge. Someday the timing will be right. Someday you'll take action. Someday never comes because it doesn't exist. This belief is particularly dangerous because it feels responsible. You're not being reckless. You're preparing. You're learning. You're waiting for the perfect moment. But here's the truth the wealthy understand. The perfect moment is the moment you decide to begin. Every successful person started before they were ready. They launched businesses with imperfect plans. They invested before they fully understood the markets. They took action while still feeling afraid. Start now, perfect later. The billionaire Reid Hoffman explained it this way. If you're not embarrassed by the first version of your product, you've launched too late. Waiting for someday is how you waste your entire life preparing for a moment that never arrives. The wealthy take imperfect action today. And that leads to our final revelation. Victim identity. The 10th and final toxic belief is the master lock that keeps all the others in place. You believe that your financial situation is someone else's fault. The economy, your parents, the government, your boss, the system. Victim. As long as you identify as a victim of circumstance, you give away all your power to change. Because victims don't create. Victims don't build. Victims don't take responsibility. Victims wait to be saved. The moment you take full responsibility, everything changes. This doesn't mean that unfair things haven't happened to you. They have. Life is not fair. Some people start with massive advantages, but dwelling on that unfairness becomes its own prison. The chains break when you take the key of responsibility. Every self-made millionaire faced obstacles. Many faced poverty, discrimination, lack of education. What separated them was refusing to accept victimhood as their identity. You are the creator. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus, who was born a slave and became one of history's greatest minds, taught us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. You are not a victim of your finances. You are the programmer of your mind. And today, you've started the reprogramming process. You've just been exposed to the 7 toxic beliefs that have been silently running your financial life. Money is evil. I don't deserve it. Rich people are different. There isn't enough. Money will corrupt me. Hard work is enough. Safety is the goal. Each one of these was installed without your permission, but now you see them. And that changes everything, because you cannot unsee what you've seen today. Every time these beliefs try to resurface, you'll recognize them. Every time your old programming tries to sabotage you, you'll catch it. Awareness is the first step. The wealthy aren't luckier than you. They aren't smarter than you. They simply deleted these toxic beliefs years ago. And today, you've started the same deletion process. As the great Marcus Aurelius reminded us, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. What color will you choose? What thoughts will you install? Your mind is either programmed for wealth or poverty. Now you know how to reprogram it. The question isn't whether you can become wealthy. The question is whether you'll do the inner work required. Reprogram your mind today. Your financial future starts with the belief you choose to hold right now. If this video exposed something in you, subscribe. There's more to uncover. Remember, you're not a victim of your finances, you're the programmer of your mind. Share this with someone who's ready to hear the uncomfortable truth about money.